everyone. Welcome. Oh, yeah. Welcome to Mecha Monday. Um, the lighting was perfect. Give me 1 second. Okay. Yeah, there we go. That's a bit better. Yeah. Okay. Alright. For real this time, welcome to Mecha Monday. And, make sure my audio is good too. Yeah, we sound good. Okay. Roll like Gator's face. Okay. Gosh darn it.
All right. Does it sound better now? Does it sound better now? I hope so. I don't know if you're being silly in the chat, but Marcus Felix is here. What's up, my dude? And Mr. Gunner 1956 is here. And Joseph Frost's Ghost. There we go. I always get tongue tied. You know, it's kind of hard because my tongue is literally glued flat to the bottom of my mouth. Yeah, see, it's working. It's working. Yeah. I remember the Phantom Menace when Anakin Skywalker is like, he's like fixing up his hot rod and his pod racer, and they're like, it's working, and then they have a pod race, which is pretty cool. I'm not in the market for a pod racer. No. I'm more in the market for something else. Yeah, something a little more luxurious, like the was it the Naboo was it a yacht? I forgot what it was. It was the Naboo the fully chromed passenger ship. That was a cool ship. I will say that was a super cool ship. It's like the starfighters were like a little bit of chrome, a little bit of chrome on the front end, but the whole ship was like chromed out on the whole thing. It was like, wow, they must have some big bucks there. The Galactic Star Cruiser. That's luxurious. And is that it's a Galactic Star Cruiser? Is that the one that Disney tried to sell like $6,000 like for like 3 nights? Right? It was like $2,000 a night for like a room, right? Right. It's like a hotel, right? Let's just be honest. It wasn't actually a cruise. It was a hotel. So yeah, it was definitely gonna be yeah. I mean, you ask me, honestly, they could have done it really awesomely if they just bought a legit cruise ship. They have many cruise ships. Disney has Disney Cruises, right? If they just like converted one of those ships into a Star Wars ship, literally, and then have it like that, right? That would have been like bangers, right? And then we would go to like different islands that they would let's just say Disney would buy up like some beach, like some like beachfront off the coast of wherever, and develop that into like some kind of like tropical island area. Dude, Dude, that would be a $6,000 experience. It actually would. You actually could make it. Still a little rich for people, but you know what I mean? That would be something that would that'd be worth the buck, right? Instead of just like being locked up in a little cupboard. It's like, hey, $6,000. We're gonna lock you in a cupboard. Yeah. No, that's it's like it was a big shocker why it failed, right? So yeah, that was a Galactic Stormtrooper, or Galactic Star Cruiser. Darth Gator has a nice ring to it. Does it, Marcus Felix? I'll have you know, I am a Jedi, like my Uncle Yoda before me. That's right. That's right. I I am on the green side of the Force. Not the dark side, the green side. Just like Disney. I'm all about that money. Joseph, he says, Disney is putting major money into more cruise ships. So yes, they should have done the Star Wars ship as an actual ship. I know, right? And they would have called it, dude, literally call it like 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 uh like Star Killer ship or something, like make it like an Empire ship. That would have been cool, right? You know what I mean? That would be cool, because well, I understand, like, yes, everyone's like, oh, it's gotta be the rebels, it's gotta be the rebels, like Home One. Dude, what if they called it Home One and everyone uh all the staff were like rebel like officers and stuff like that. Dude, that'd be pretty cool. Well, obviously, all staff. Obviously, you would have actual crewmen who would obviously wear like a different uniform, and they're not cast members. They're actually part of running the ship, right? So there'd be cast members pretending to run the ship, and then there'd be actual um crewmen that that you actually have to listen to when they tell you to do something, because they're actually running the ship. But honestly, yeah, I mean, come on, Disney already does that with like cast members and staff members, right? They don't call them actors. They call them like cast members. Actually, I think they call all the freaking staff that, which gets confusing. Honestly, yeah, that is really confusing. But they should dignify that. But yeah, they should make it Home One, and then have like half the ship, um half the ship is rebels and the other half is the Imperials. That would be cool. Yeah, that would be super cool, actually. I would like that. You split the ship in half, bad guys and good guys, and you kind of get best of both worlds. Yeah, now that would be super cool. But unfortunately, as awesome as my ideas are, um, my name is not Kathleen Kennedy, so nobody's gonna listen to me. Oh no, it's Dave Filoni now. Dave Filoni's got the creative pull now. Is it? I don't even know if that happened or is it going to happen and when it's going to happen. We heard the news, so Lucasfilm doesn't understand cool anymore. No, they understand that popular. That's all they understand. They don't know how to keep it cool though. I'll fix my eye patch. Yeah, it's better. Um, but you know how it goes. And honestly, let's be honest. Was it Paramount? Paramount Plus, whatever. They don't understand what makes Star Trek cool anymore. I mean, I man. Remember the hologram doctor guy? I saw like a tweet of his or saw someone like comment on a tweet of his, um, and he was all like, "Star Trek has always been woke." Blah 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 blah. Um, no, Star Trek has never been always woke. Has it been always progressive? Yes, but Star Trek, the Starfleet, has always been a um a military structure. It has form of rank and file. Literally, people have ranks and they have files that they had to update. Yeah, please state the nature of your medical emergency. Yes, that guy. That guy. Yeah. But for real, for real, for real, for real. Um that 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 he didn't understand that Star Trek, it's military, but it's not like as military as you want it to be, like war fighting and all that stuff. Like every once in a while, war will break out and you got to do some crazy stuff, right? Deep Space Nine, prime example. Awesome, where it's like, we're like the, all the all the political stuff and the exploratory stuff, and then the political stuff turns sour. So then there's the Dominion War, and then there's some actual action. You know, yeah, it was like that. It was never like woke because sometimes you needed to commit war crimes. Sometimes it's 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 not a good thing to do, but sometimes it happens in war. All's fair in love and war, right? And yeah, sometimes the hero needs to be tried. That's just how it goes sometimes. Let's see. The women on Starfleet Academy. Oh, that show. Can't even do their hair properly. Make them look like they're all professional. Yo, honestly, yeah, the hair looks like messy sex hair. Oh God, yeah. I don't want to freaking bump it in bed with someone with that kind of hair. Um, the fat black lady with the like the it looks like she rubs oil all over her face. I guess she's like a hologram or something like that. She's got like weird pigtail hair, hair and like a twin buns. And she just kind of makes me get the hibby jibbies. That was just, and then obviously the captain who doesn't know how to sit in the chair properly. Um, yeah, she's just got like freaking she just like, I woke up yesterday with the same hair as I do today kind of hair. Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. Terrible. Howdy, Darth Vader. Darth Vader. Yeah, it's because I'm here. Yeah, yeah. We're just trying to look through starships. We're talking about starships. I sent out the link to a couple people, but we'll see. We'll see. It's a Monday. It's a Monday. We got Crazy Horse, 1985. What up, my dude? And so in the chat. So I've been we had a little hold on Gator's adventures. I finished up the quest, and now we are kind of we are searching for we want the Gator's grand adventures to go up into space. That's because I wanna explore the greater world, right? But I need a starship for that, and 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 we got a shitload of money because we cleaned up a shitload of shit. So we got some money. So we got. I hope we got enough money for some starships. We'll see. We'll see. But in the chat, what kind of starships from any genre, any genre, any space opera, TV show or movie, do you guys like? What sci-fi ships are your favorites? That's what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about starships. Gator wants to explore strange new worlds, seek out new life and new civilization, to boldly go where no puppet has gone before. Yes. Oh. That's a good one. Yo. Damn Funk. Damn Funk with the spaceship battleship star battleship Yamato. I was trying to figure it out. This is a starship battleship Yamato. Yo. I can't read it properly. I had to add in like a whole bunch of words. But yeah, from Star Blazers, that is a dope ship. That is one really good ship. I do kind of want to get the what's it like perfect grade Yamato ship. I do want to kind of want to build that model. That is a really good model. I want to make my own ship. I do kind of want to make it like the Yamato. I do kind of want to make it like the Yamato. So maybe. Yeah. What up there, Alice? Oh, the whole 84. Oh, we got Voyager. Voyager, that's a good one. That I like the kind of it looks like it looks like well obviously it looks like every other starship in the Starfleet faction of Star Trek, but it kind of looks like an arrowhead. Yeah, it kind of looks like an arrowhead just like zooming through space. And then the cells are kind of like synced in and stuff like that. The Intrepid class. That's right. That's right. Thank you there, crazy horse. The Intrepid class. Yeah, it looks sleek. It does look sleek. Yeah, if I need to like do some crazy maneuvers, yeah, the Intrepid class seems like a good one. Yeah. Yeah. I think someone said like was it the cleaning lady from Spaceballs? That's like the bad guy ship, right? The one that like takes like forever to like in the opening scene just like keeps on going and going and going and going and going and going and going, and you're all like, when's this gonna stop? And then it transforms like a transformer into a cleaning lady, and with the vacuum it like sucks up all the air from the planet. Because that's literally the plot of the movie is like we need the codes so we can suck up all the air kind of thing. Let's see. Uh Gator Gator ship. Oh hey Ironcaster. Gator's ship is made of soft material so he doesn't hurt himself. No, it's not made of soft material. What the heck? Okay, Ironcaster, some of the walls are padded. I will admit, some of the walls are padded. But if we need to go to light speed, we're okay. If we need to go then faster than light speed, okay, we're gonna have to hold on a little bit. But if we're going in a ludicrous speed, well, of course I need some padded walls. You see what happened to Darth Helmet? He literally went flying right into freaking man. That's terrible. Okay, that's what we're doing. Come on now. Come on now. All right. Um, let's see. Dan Funk is like, I want to build a battleship Texas, Wisconsin, or Missouri and New Jersey. Oh wow. Like like have like a space version of them or just like build the models of them. Cause that's pretty cool too. You know what? I do like that battleship honestly, I think they're all the same class, aren't they? And they're all like Missouri class battleships or something like that. I forgot. Ohio class. They're all Ohio class battleships, I think. Um, and yeah, no, those are some pretty banger of like 1930s to designs. Yeah, what is it? Mid 1930s? I think so. Yeah, yeah. Those are pretty dope. They got some big guns on those ships. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And they definitely did some coastal bombardment. Um I like the Romulans. Okay, the Romulans, they're pretty good. The Birds of Prey are pretty dope. I do like the Romulan ships from Next Generation. I do like that design ship is pretty dope. Um the original series ship, it was okay, but let's be honest, it was just like your basic like model ship, but they just like painted like a bird under the underside. I mean, the modeling crew was okay, but they weren't like they weren't like top notch. I think all like the good modelers were on like Thunderbolts or something like that. That's another good ship. Remember Thunderbolts? Yeah, they had some pretty cool ships. Um, they were I don't think they were spaceships. They were just normal like aircraft and stuff. Battlestar Pegasus. Okay, okay. I'm not sure. Do I remember that one? Some historical okay, historical models. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, those are pretty cool. Those are pretty cool. Texas is a New York. She's okay, both in the wars. Okay. Yeah, yeah, it's a New York class. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's a little tough. It's a little tough because sometimes um Snacks was on a Nimitz class carrier. He was on two of them. He was on the USS Nimitz, which was first of its class, right? And then the Ronald Reagan, which was like third or fourth of this class. But yeah, those are pretty cool. We haven't actually um Snacks got out when it was like I don't know, it was like 7 years before the Ford class destroyer carriers was it the Ford class destroyer I want to say destroyers. No, it's an aircraft carrier. The aircraft carriers came in and they had like I think they had like electromagnetic catapults, essentially like a railgun, except for just pretty cool. Just pretty cool. Now, let's see. The Romulus warbirds, they're very sleek, very sleek in the TNG. Yeah, yeah, they were sleek, but they also had they had some kind of girth that was like, yeah, it means business. You know what I mean? Eh, when I say girth, I don't mean it to say away. Come on now, guys. It's ship. It's ship. It's sometimes ships get a little. Um, See on D Day, the Texas fired two. Yeah, I believe it. 250. I'm surprised it only fired that few rounds. But then again, those are some big rounds, so they probably ran the magazine dry. They probably had to sail back just to get some more ammo and make sure the barrels were all maintained properly. Let's see. The Romulans had to buy Cleon ships in order to um, in the original. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense because they did kind of seem similar, and it was just like I think you know you don't want to build like new ships like every if you have like a new faction every single day. So that's probably why you like face the same faction like 100,000 times because you don't want to hire like the model builders to like build like uh just just an endless supply of crazy ships. That makes sense. The ships from species 8472 were all oh yeah, they were bio ships. Yes. That's kind of why that's kind of why the Borg couldn't um isn't that right? The Borg were like they couldn't figure out species 8472. So that's why the Borg were like trying to play they were trying to negotiate with Janeway and the Voyager crew. Yeah. Let me get some. Yeah, I've been talking a lot. So talking for 25 minutes. What the smoke? There you go. Sometimes you gotta get the fleshy some water. You know what I mean? There we go. All right. So. Let's see. Starfleet HQ 8472 was pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, the Borg couldn't assimilate them. They tried to invade the fluic space. Yes. I do remember that. I haven't watched Voyager in like, oh my god, it was like, was it 2 or 3 years ago we rewatched the whole like Voyager. Not the whole Voyager, but we skipped around a little bit. We kind of read the synopsis and be like, okay, I'll read that. I'll watch that one. Okay, this one is kind of a filler episode. I'll kind of skip it. Okay, that one's a filler episode, but it looks funny, so I'll watch it. Kind of like that. I did that with Voyager, and then I did it with the classic Doctor Who, and yeah, it's good stuff. Whew. Yeah, you had a lot of good ships. Like, oh shoot, what's that one with the Jim Henson? It was written by Henson. Farscape. Farscape was pretty good. That was a good ship. That was actually almost like a it was kind of a Borgish ship. It was a bio ship, but also it was yeah, it was kind of a bio ship, which was pretty cool. And then Andromeda. You remember Andromeda? Dude, Andromeda with what's his name? What's that actor's name? He's pretty cool. Yeah, that was a great show. I did like Andromeda as well. Yeah. Andromeda's awesome. Also, the USNC from Halo. Those ships are pretty dope. Those ships can kick some butt, and because the Covenant ships are literally like you think of like alien technology that you need to watch out for and you need to prepare and all this stuff. That was really good. Halo writing and designing was pretty dope. Pretty darn dope. Almost like Star Trek. Yeah, honestly, the Earth, the Halo, the USC, those ships are kind of like Star Wars, very angular and pockets and gray and all that stuff. And the Covenant ships, they're kind of more rounded, and they have some they have like lighter colors and stuff like that. They're kind of like Star Trek. It is kind of, they're colored differently, because it's kind of hard to tell who's the bad guy when both ships are the same color, right? But yeah, it is Halo is kind of like Star Trek versus Star Trek versus Star Wars kind of. Yeah, Halo is wicked. It is wicked. It is wicked. As we say in New England. Wicked awesome. Whew. All right. The gummy ship from the Kingdom Hearts were okay, diverse from the main game. Okay, I played like one ship. No, one game, sorry. One Kingdom Hearts game. I played one. It was the first one. And it was fun. I liked it. I just didn't really dive into the rest of them. You know what I mean? Yeah. I will say I've been playing Super Robot Wars 30, and it has a lot of cool robots, but it also has some ships in it. It does. It has a lot of like big ships, and you can like, if your ship is right next to like a mobile suit or a big super sentient robot, they can literally kind of house them in and they can heal, so that's why it's kind of good to have the ships kind of back, but like not so far back that you can't retreat. Brandon says ships. Yes, Brandon, we're talking about starships. Come on, catch up. I know you're slow, but but you need to catch up with us, okay? Oh, your headphones. Okay, that's because we haven't been hearing anything. But yes, Brandon. Besides Starship Yamato, okay, Battleship Yamato, that's been said already. What kind of ship do you like? Spaceship. You gotta type that in. Next thing you type in is got to be a starship. One of your favorite starships. It can't be Battleship Yamato. That's already been said. You're missing out. The second best is the second game is the best. Yeah, no, I've been playing the new one though. The new one's super fun. Maybe I'll check out the second game though. But right now I'm playing the one that just like came out a little while ago. And yeah, that I've been having fun with that one. It's been really dope. It's been really dope. I've been enjoying it. And if the second game is on Steam, I'll probably pick that up too. I probably will pick it up. Honestly, I might play some on stream one of these days. I will. I'm definitely considering it. But yeah, 100%. All right. Well, did I send out I think I did send out the link, but I don't think anyone really wants to pop in yet. Yeah. It's a little early. I know it's a bit early. Gaming with Gator. Yeah. I'll probably I gotta like draw up like a PNG and put me onto the side, because it's kind of hard to game. And actually, you know what? I could probably do that with that game. That's probably one of the few games I could do is that game, because you honestly just need a mouse. Yeah, I could probably do it. I could definitely do it. Hell yeah. One of the few games I could. You usually need like to hold on the controller, or kind of have the keyboard and mouse all at the ready. But this one, you just need the mouse. Yeah, it's pretty good. All right. Let me share my screen. Bam, 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 bam. All right. Let's do a Star Wars show. Just hold on. There we go. Okay, let's hit this up. All right. And let's click on the play. This is going from Radio Free Coruscant. I do like this. This guy is pretty cool. I haven't subscribed to him. Let me subscribe to him. There we go. And if you haven't subscribed to me, maybe you should do it. Also, check out Radio Free Coruscant if you like Star Wars talking. But he's got this one. It was a couple years ago. 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. Yep. It's like 9 best starships. There we go. 9 best starships for beginner pilots. Here's a Star Wars list. There we go. Always forget to bring me back, because that switches me back and switches me this way. You'd think I'd learn, but I haven't been streaming too much lately. So, all right, let's go.
Let's say you're a young adult in the Star Wars universe. Maybe you got bored of the land speeder you drove to school in your teenage years, and bought a T-47 or a T-16 airspeeder for college, but now you've outgrown that too. So what's next? You've conquered the land, you've conquered the air, and now it's time to go to space. But with millions of ships for sale across the galaxy, how do you know which one is right for you? I'm Joey from Radio Free Coruscant, and these are
we're talking about all starships. Hold on, Radio. Hold on, Radio Coruscant. Jolly. We're talking about all starships. Now, Star Wars is one of them. Mm-hmm. We're also talking about Star Trek. We're also talking about Battleship Yamato. We're talking about the starships from Halo. The starships from Battlestar Galactica, they had some pretty cool starships. Oh, they had some really, really cool starships, and they had the hangars with the what do you call them? The Vipers that zoomed out of the hangar decks. That was pretty cool. But yeah, we're talking about all starships. Starships is gay now. They're so okay. No. We are going to address this right now. Starship. Their starships are all pink. No, they're not. They're rainbow. So yes. Gay, they're snowed up. Snowed up is correct. They are gay now because they are rainbowy. And let's be honest. That new was it the Starship Academy ship? Which that's not how the Starship. They don't even give a crap about the lore. Like Starfleet Academy was in San Francisco. I know, right? Gay. But yeah. It was like down there, and then like their like senior year, they would have like a portion of their year on a trainer, and then they would be they would essentially be like an intern, like on a real ship, right? Kind of well, let's be honest, they're cadets, so essentially they would be midshipmen on a real ship, and that's how that worked. But they don't care because you know what I mean? Yeah, it's just they don't care. They don't care. And their new ship looks like trash. The new starship from Star Trek Academy. Holy smokes. Does it look funky and cool? Maybe. But let's be honest, it makes no sense. And it's just like, oh, let's just make this cool, pretty thing. I'm like, no, you need some structure to it. You need the starship to actually make sense in a scientific way of some sort. Like sci-fi is, yes, it's fantasy, but it's also science. You need science fantasy. You need some hard science to actually put down, and then you sprinkle in a little bit of magic, a little bit of warp core photon torpedo action right there, and then you got a cool starship, right? You need to make your starship like you need to write down like, how does this work? How does the ship get energy? How does the ship go from here to there and to the other side of the galaxy? You kind of need to work this through, and then once you got those answers, then you can develop compartments, and once you have compartments developed, then you can develop whole sections of the ship, and then once you got all the sections of the ship, then only then you can make it look cool. You put it all together and you make it look cool, and there's your starship. But no. Like I said, they don't care about the lore. They just wanna freaking just like, okay, it's a starship ship. It's a Starfleet ship. We're gonna make a round circle, a salsa section, and then the cells, we're gonna make them look like wings. We're gonna make them look like fairy wings, cause let's be honest, half the crewmen are all fairies. Even the Klingons are freaking fairies. I mean, seriously, like, oh no, they don't. The new starship dropped the torpedoes. They're proton torpedoes. Let's be honest, their proton torpedoes have an erectile dysfunction. They misfire all the time. Yeah, screw that ship. That ship looks like garbage, and it flies like garbage. They flew in a little bit, and guess what happened? They get hijacked. You know why they got hijacked? Because the ship design is shit. Yeah. I mean, at least they kept that part true to the freaking writing. My God. Freaking. Actually, you know what? I had the Star Trek. I had the Star Trek one signed up. Let's go certifiable in game. Let me share this tab. Let me share this tab. There we go. So we got this guy right here.
Original Enterprise NCC 1701 was launched in 2245 and eventually destroyed in 2285 after several refits, giving it a 40-year lifespan.
That's actually pretty good. That's actually let's be honest, some ships they last around 50 years. Unless they get deployed like crazy amounts, like actual battleships, 40 years is like an average. Sometimes even 50 years is an average, depending on how often it gets dry docked.
Then we have ships like the Excelsior class, which has been referred to as the backbone of the Federation fleet, originally state-of-the-art in 2280 and still in service by 2370, 90 years later.
Okay, now that is impressive lifespan.
Of course, these vessels would not be running technology from near a century ago, and it's often expanded that latter-day Excelsiors were very different internally than their early counterparts. But eventually, all ships and classes will end. So, what is the fate of most of these vessels? Hi, Rick here, and this video is on the most common fates of Starfleet's
Excelsior
vessels.
class
Starting
my
with
avatar,
the obvious one.
USS
Fresh off of the
Crazy
Escape Pods
Horse
episode, we of course
Yeah,
have
I
destruction.
see that. That's
Sometimes
pretty dope.
a ship is simply destroyed.
Actually,
Maybe it
here.
is dropped into a sun, crunched by some anomaly,
I like this.
or destroyed as a result of combat.
Oh,
In
no.
this case, there's little that can be salvaged except for survivors, and perhaps any wreckage that can be hauled away for scrap. But when a ship goes down, it's gone, although its legacy may continue.
Yeah, it's space stuff.
Starfleet also has extensive dry docks and repair facilities that not only are responsible for constructing new vessels, but repairing damaged ones.
Let's see. Exactly. I became a shit here on Earth landing, and due to the burrito and Kylo's fish, always with the yes. Keep it civil, there. Just no top. Keep it civil. Yeah. Hashtag lower decks. Yes. How low? Like in the plumbing. In the plumbing. No. Oh, yeah. That's some species 8472 shit right there.
The level of these refits can be extreme, with ships like the Constitution class having their entire frames being remodelled in some cases, and Starfleet seems to invest a lot of resources into maintaining this sort of overhaul philosophy, rather
like the B-52, aka Buff, aka Grandpa. That's been on that's been around since like the 60s almost. That's an old aircraft. And we're talking about aircraft, so yeah.
rather than simply scrapping a vessel and starting fresh. However, there comes a time when a ship simply cannot be revamped any further, and the vessel is officially outdated no matter how much more tech or restructuring it undergoes. You can gut an Excelsior and replace its inners, but there comes a point where its basic form is simply no longer practical for the advancements in Starfleet design.
I wonder if the B-52 is ever going to get a complete overhaul in design. And literally, they can't call it a B-52 anymore. They need to call it something else. I wonder.
At this time, the vessel has several other fates awaiting it. If it's still serviceable, then often we see these sorts of aging vessels pulled from the front lines of Starfleet duties and relegated to increasingly light work, such as transport and admin. This is where we see many of the Excelsior classes by the time of the next generation. They're often used as flagships by the Admiralty, who show an appreciated lack of hubris in not using the newest ships in the fleet as their own horse and carriage, instead leaving the advanced stuff where it is needed most, in the hands of Starfleet captains.
Now look at that one.
Some of these vessels
Got
are eventually designated training ships too, and assigned to work with Starfleet Academy.
Look, Starfleet Academy. It's in San Francisco, like it's always been. This was 5 years ago, so this is like during COVID. This is back when they were messing up the Star Trek lore a little bit, but it wasn't completely hogwash like they're doing right now. Not completely. Okay, I don't know what you guys are talking down there about. Carlos, talk more about spaceships and snowed up. You're just gonna troll.
While these vessels still maintain a captain, their role is to take on Starfleet cadets and give hands-on experience with the starship. The commander of such a vessel retains overall authority of the ship, but much of the crew will be rotated out as fresh trainees are assigned to learn in various divisions.
Look, it's a training ship.
At times, even command is temporarily turned over to cadets
training
in
aircraft.
the command division, under the watchful eye of their superiors and instructors. Of course, Starfleet Academy didn't only post cadets on such designated training vessels, but also assigned handfuls of learners to actual operational ships as part of their academic career.
Oh, wow.
The Defiant, for example, had Cadet Nog assigned to it during the Dominion War. Wesley Crusher was granted permission to serve on the Enterprise D at the captain's discretion, and Cadet Sylvia Tilly served her last year aboard the USS Discovery.
Yeah, Tilly was that retarded.
The Enterprise NCC 1701 served
Ronnie
as a
G.
cadet training vessel at the end of its life.
Let me get this. Yeah, DJ Ronnie G. We're talking about starships today. So any starship, what was your favorite starship, and what kind of starship? Because we're building on a starship for me and my crew. You could probably be a part of my crew, or PDP could be. But what kind of starship should my starship be kind of based off of? I'm just asking. We want ideas. You collect starships. We know you collect starships there, Ronnie. We do. Tilly served her last year as a gravity generator. DJ Ronnie G. I cannot condone. But I can also agree. Mm-hmm.
Assigned to Captain Spock, it was responsible for shaping and providing tutelage to a new generation of Starfleet officers, before it was stolen by some farm boy. Just because it was a training vessel did not make it free of danger, however. They were still active
Legends of the Galactic Heroes,
with most of the dangers
starship either would be the Alban or the Yang's flagship
history
Hyperion.
The radiation leak on an old Class J transport, in which
I
Fleet
love
Captain Christopher
Galactic
Pike
Heroes.
and several cadets
Legends of the
were
Galactic
exposed
Heroes
to
is
dangerous
a dope
delta radiation
anime.
emissions from a ruptured baffle plate.
Like the classic
The
and
legendary
the
captain managed
reboot.
to save all of
Both
the cadets,
are great.
but was crippled in the act.
If you don't like the
earning a
old anime
commendation
style,
of
that's
valor
okay.
to be
They have a
named
new
after
one.
him. The
Both
other
are great.
incident was
Watch
when the USS Valiant NCC
starships, too.
74210 was crewed by Starfleet's Red Squadron on an advanced training mission, when
Enterprise
the captain
D
was
is probably
KIA,
everyone's go-to.
and the command fell to the cadets. Although they piloted the vessel with skill, ultimately they bit off more than they could chew, and they lost the vessel with most hands to the Dominion. Ultimately, however, a ship, if it does survive its service,
uncensored but
would
faithful
be
enough.
decommissioned.
I agree.
This was when a starship was no longer viable to function as intended, due to damage, failure, or simply being too outdated to even be brought up to spec. Usually, when a ship is decommissioned, it will report to a dry dock, if not at one already, where many of its components will be removed. This includes its arsenal and components deemed of worth, such as deflector arrays, transporter systems, or perhaps even its warp core. These components were often then allocated back into fleet circulation.
If you replace all those things, is it really the same
maybe even
ship?
for new construction projects. Some might even make their way onto civilian markets, probably excluding munitions and such. Their names.
Oh, I forgot what I forgot which ship it was, but they were like, they had like this there's this one thing where this old wooden ship, right? But like every day they replaced one wooden panel with a new wooden panel, and like after 2 years, is it still the same ship or is it a different ship? You know what I mean? They replaced one wooden panel with a new wooden panel. After 2 years, is it a new ship or is it the same ship? Because all the panels of wood, all the planks and whatnot, they all got replaced. Is it still the same ship? You know, that's one of those. Is it the ship of Thesis? That might be it. That may be it, but that is a question. That is an interesting question. It's just like we replace everything, and what is the core of the ship, right? And if you literally change the core of the ship, is it a new ship because the shell is the same, or is it a new ship if you change if you keep the core but you change the shell? Is it a new ship then, or does it need to be a new ship if you replace the ship's core and then you change the ship's shell? Is it a new ship or is it the same ship? Because nothing's the same. It's all new, you know. That is one of those crazy conundrums, you know. And it's whatever you believe it is, right? Yeah, technically it's new, but it's still the same. The answer is both.
Would be officially made available once again for use in future vessels, leading to the numerous recurring ship legacies we see in Trek, but the registries were not. Even when the registry was to be reused, it had to have an affix indicating it as a separate identifier in most cases. Most cases, looking at you, Defiant. The remaining Hulk.
Those I always found those weird spaceship docks where like did actually like legitimate work get work down there, or like did they have to like shuttle everyone out so they can like do some deep repair work? I'm just these are good questions, because when a ship is in dry dock, like the crew does not stay there. The crew gets you know has you know they get issued like some housing, barracks or whatnot.
Was then towed to a Starfleet surplus depot, also termed a starship graveyard, operated by a Federation member world. In such junkyards, such as the Quaylor 2 Z-15 depot, the often gutted shells of starships drifted awaiting their final fate. Often these ex-starships would remain here for a very long time, but inevitably would be torn apart for their very materials, or cannibalised even further to gather all remaining useful components.
Oh wow.
Occasionally, Starfleet would encounter illegal salvage operations from other parties as they tried to take whatever
kind of like
Starfleet
a hangar
discarded,
queen?
but generally there seems to be little profit in trying to salvage a Starfleet junkyard, as the Federation's organisation had usually already stripped everything of value or use. There is also the state termed mothballed, where a starship is placed into a reserve state, where its decommission process does not result in the vessel being scrapped. This is usually done to ships that still function and are merely outdated. It is possible to see a recommissioning of such a vessel.
Okay, that's interesting.
But this is
Thanks, Ronnie.
fairly rare outside of war
They
times.
use EVA suits for
During the
working
Dominion
bees,
War, many
small
Starfleet
pods
vessels
with
that
robotic
had been
manipulators,
decommissioned or
and
mothballed
inspection
were
pods.
reactivated and had their components reinstalled, as it was a quick, short-term solution to bolstering the fleet rather than relying on ship construction still months down the line. Sometimes a vessel that was recommissioned would have to receive a new name, as the original had since been reallocated in its absence. So that about wraps up the fates of most of Starfleet's vessels.
Okay.
They're either
destroyed or they get replaced so much that they become a new ship. Thus they have to become a new ship with a new name because it's not the same ship anymore. Okay, they just answered that question. That's a good answer to that question. Mm-hmm. That's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. It's acceptable to see you. That's probably the nicest thing a robot Ronnie G would say. Beep boop, beep boop, beep boop. Robot turtle. Oh man. Some good stuff right there. Okay. So yeah. Jolly did. He threw me kind of a curveball. He did. With I was watching. We were going through the Star Wars stuff, but then he had to bring up the new Star Trek, which, let's be honest, that new starship. Oh man, I don't like it. Not one bit. Now here's the thing. That starship from was it Picard season 3? The first one. That they had obviously they came back to the Enterprise. That was pretty good, but their other ship was actually pretty dope too. I kind of liked it. It was kind of like, it was obviously a smaller ship, but it had everything kind of in there. Yeah, I liked it. I did like that ship. So every once in a while they do have a proper ship. They actually have someone who actually knows how to design a spaceship, a fantasy spaceship. But every once in a while, they kind of just throw caution to the wind, and they give it to some wacko who gives you the Starship Discovery or whatever the Academy ship is that they're doing in Starfleet Academy show, which is garbage. Hey, Railway Nation Gaming recap. What up, my dude? Whew. And then a pop of cottons right here. Yo. All right. Whew. So we're going to talk about. There we go. Radio Free Coruscant. We're talking about the 9 best starships for beginner pilots like me. Wow. All right. Let's turn this down a little bit.
Number 9, UT-60D U-Wing. Originally, when I was writing this video, I had the X-Wing in the number 9 position because it is undeniably an easy ship to fly. Luke Skywalker flies one into combat and destroys the Death Star even though he's never flown any spacecraft before, let alone an X-Wing. This is all due to his practice flying an Incom T-16 Skyhopper.
Yeah, that's true. But here's the thing about Luke Skywalker. He's a Jedi. So he didn't need a lot of training at the Academy. And he doesn't need to do a little bit of training at the Academy and then find someone from the Rebels to join. He just,
can graduate from a simple airspeeder straight to a top-of-the-line space superiority fighter, then the fighter in question is clearly good for beginners.
Gator is my favorite Disney Jedi.
A little over the top, like
how dare you?
A bad BuzzFeed article
I want to force choke you right now there.
Reader might be nostalgic
there, Wade. Come on now.
That actually fit the theme of the article, so I decided to replace it with another Incom product, the UT-60D U-Wing support craft. The U-Wing is a very versatile light transport.
I get a judge.
It is small and maneuverable at only 24 meters long with its S-foils closed. Most of the ship's volume is spent on the troop bay, which can comfortably hold up to 8 passengers in addition to the 2 pilots. This space...
Yeah, that is cool. I like that. The only difference is it's too small. I can't put a mech in there. I do want something with a mech. But this is a good like starship to for just going on a kind of like on a day trip.
This could easily be turned into a small holding cell for an aspiring bounty hunter, or a humble living area for someone looking to see the galaxy. Space van life YouTuber, anyone? The cockpit is filled with standardized controls
space van living
products, including the X-wing and the air speeders I mentioned.
No cup holders.
Step for the novice
you don't need cup holders if you have the Force.
Unique, however, is the incredible panoramic view offered by the ship's viewports. You can see above, below, ahead, and to the sides, which is very rare for Star Wars ships. Not only is this visibility great for sightseeing, but it is also convenient for new pilots who might want to be able to see better when landing. However,
yeah, we're going past on this one. Let's do the next one.
The Fondor Hallcraft.
Okay.
I also felt like it might be a bit much to include the Fondor too, but Luthen Rail's Fondor in Season 1 of Andor is a highly modified version. The stock.
Okay, yeah. His one, too small for a mech, but here's the thing. It's got 8 packs of punch.
Fondor probably behaves more like a smaller version of the Millennium Falcon. Cassian's incredulity at the ship's performance after Luthen picks him up in it certainly suggests this.
What's powering this?
Pretty cool.
I've been in a Fondor Hallcraft. Flown them.
About a mech, how about and
I tried to keep the ships on the
smaller
than 30 meters so that they wouldn't take up a lot of space in your yard or local starport, and I estimate the Hallcraft to be around 25 to 30 meters long.
25 to 30 meters long?
In the cockpit, so even without
it'll fit in the backyard.
We can assume that it only needs one pilot. And of course, as Luthen demonstrates, it can be extensively modified if you have enough money.
Yeah.
The Fondor Hallcraft is a compact and versatile ship that will keep you happy for years to come, and for that reason, it's number 8 on my list.
Not bad, but
hyperspace caliber.
Yeah.
The YT-2400. The YT-2400 is a lot like the Fondor Hallcraft in many ways. It's a smaller alternative to the YT-1300, easy to modify.
Was that like the Ghost?
Requires a crew of 1.
Is the Ghost a T400?
Spot number 7. The 2400 has the added benefits of a wider hull and magnetic clamps on the underside, giving it greater carrying capacity than the relatively narrow Hallcraft. And fans of the famed smuggler and rebellion hero Han Solo will certainly appreciate its resemblance.
This one is probably good.
Number 5. The H2 Executive Shuttle. If you have more money to spend, but not a lot of space, the H2 Executive Shuttle might be right for you. The H2 is a positively tiny craft at only 14.6 meters long. Presumably it also has relatively easy controls, considering it is marketed towards politicians and businessmen.
Yeah, that's too small. That is too small. Outrunner might be good. That Dash Raiders Outrunner. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, Kevin Sorbo's ship. Yeah. Honestly, that actually might be. You might be able to attach a couple mobile suits. I kind of want at least 2. If I could have 3, that'd be perfect. But yeah.
That tells me it would make a fantastic first starship. 4. The GX-1 Short Haul. Now, the GX-1 is stretching my parameters for what is an acceptable beginner starship. The canonical length of the GX-1 is 37 meters long, which is a bit longer than I would like. However, the length in Legends is 29 meters, which is just small enough to make it in. The GX-1 has several different variants to choose from. The ship was originally
These are all small ships.
Personal yacht at 85,000 credits new and
see the next one.
Interstellar transport. I don't have much to say about the WTK because we don't know much about it yet.
Okay.
We do know that it was
Let's go to the next one.
By a single pilot. Unusual choice, but hear me out. It's very compact, it only needs one pilot, it is very commonplace, being found at almost any major shipping hub, and it is very cheap.
Oh wow, that is a small ship. I don't think I get a starship from the from Star Wars. They're cool, but unfortunately, if I want something, I might have to get a Corellian ship. That is actually, not a Corellian ship. What do you call it? Like Home One. I might have to get ship like Home One, or maybe like a small like Gazanti class, or something bigger than a Gazanti class, like a class 1, like what do you call it? The Venadors. Yo, the Venadors would actually be pretty good. It's a decent sized ship. And it can hold a bunch of mechs actually. A Venator class ship might actually be good. Maybe a little too big. I would have to have like a whole bunch of people. I'm trying to think of like a small ship, but something big enough to have like carrying some mechs. Yeah, definitely. I mean, like a Star Destroyer can actually house like the big AT-AT walkers. So that would be perfect, but it'd be a little overkill. The Venator class, yeah, something a little smaller though. Something smaller than a Venator class would be good, but just a little bit smaller, not too much smaller. So if I could find like a smallish Venator class and something with like one superstructure, that'd be pretty cool. So I want a Venator class, but I want them to have like guns, like the battleship Yamato. That'd be dope. And yeah, honestly, I'm it's gonna be like a Pegasus class or like a Musai class now. I'm going straight Gundam again. I'm just like, it's turning into freaking a Musai or a Pegasus class. I don't think it's gonna be a Salamis class destroyer, which, to be honest, that is a sort of like kind of like what I'm going with is the Salamis class. But I don't know, there's some other ones good. There's the giant red one from Zeta, the Neo Xeon freaking ship. The one that one's pretty dope. That's a big ship. Something smaller than that though. Something like a little smaller than that. But that had like a lot of really big guns too. Actually, that's probably the ship that I want. It's like that ship is huge, but it's like the size of a Venador. Yeah, that might be perfect. Let's see. Cracker Crusader should be able to hold your Gundam. Yeah, no, I'm not. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Hell yeah. Whew. Well, it's almost time for me to punch out, and the Mech Pit channel over at our good friends, Mr. Ironcaster. That should be coming on real shortly. So we're over 9 minutes past the hour since I started. So it's almost 9 o'clock now. So yeah. All right. We'll see you over there. Have a Mecha Monday, everyone, and we'll catch you later.
Oh, what happened, Freddy?
Gator! What happened? Gator! Wake up! Wake up, Gator! Oh, buddy! This is the end of the con! We gotta go home! Gator! Wake up, man! Oh, well.